members of the press, ladies and gentlemen. It is an absolute pleasure to once again welcome you to Standard Chartered Bank. This time we are also, covering the, Tusker Light Rwenzori Marathon. As a bank, we are extremely privileged and honored that we once again have this opportunity to partner with our friends. Tusker Light Rwenzori Marathon, I'm told this for the first time now, even though it's a third year in the running, is a registered international race for Uganda. For those of you who know about Standard Chartered Bank history, we are a bank that has been in existence for only 170 years globally. In Uganda, it's 112 years. So we've run many marathons in different things. But now we're talking about the sports marathon. For Standard Chartered Bank, marathon is something that is part of our DNA. Some of the best and biggest marathons in this world are named Standard Chartered marathons. We're actually doing 5 of them. So we are very pleased that this opportunity has now come to Uganda. And knowing Amos, knowing the partners that are involved, knowing our other sponsors, including the whole Uganda Breweries team, Tusker Light team, we should continue to elevate this and make it big. I remember coming here 2 years ago from Tanzania. I'm a Tanzanian, and I met Amos, and he talked to me about this dream. I can see every year his dream is taking much bigger shape. So Amos, really pleased that you put wheels to turbocharge the ambitions, not for yourself, but this is for Ugandans and for the world. So my message today is really for all the Ugandans. Come in plenty, really come and get excited, but really benefit from the marathon. And for all the international runners, Uganda is a beautiful place to come. And where the marathon is done, I've been there last year, is an exceptional space. It's a unique landscape, and the opportunity and the experience is just amazing. So a few things I have to say. One, for Uganda, I believe the government and everybody who's involved is really supporting this team, because what an international marathon does to a country is very unique, and we as Standard Chartered know that. I've experienced that for years in different markets. One, it builds the image for Uganda. Number two, it brings in international participation. So everything that we talk about being world class is going to happen here. The third thing is we have a lot of talented Ugandans, and we've just come off Olympics, where Ugandan runners, as you know, have done extremely well. So it is the chance for global individuals and the local talent to run with some of the biggest names that we will ever see in this world. So it's that kind of unique experience. I think the fourth thing is really that when you promote international marathon, you promote health, you promote fitness. And this is so much more required in a day, in a world where we are all busy with so many other things that are happening to us. So as Standard Chartered Bank, we are really excited. Beyond that, for business, it's very good because you'll have some of the biggest corporates running with us. You'll see partnerships, you'll see relationships being built. So marathon is way beyond just running. It really drives a whole ecosystem of value. And this is why Standard Chartered Bank is really committed to it. So what's going to be our role? Once again, we are committed this time again to give the prize money, as my friends talked about. So it's really Standard Chartered's commitment is we will sponsor the prize monies. The total amount that Standard Chartered is committing to is Uganda shillings 140 million, which is very big. I know every time I speak about this, our press colleagues want to know what is the breakdown. So for the top 6 runners, male and female, men and ladies, these are those who are going to run the 42 kilometers and going to finish fastest. They will each get 10 million shillings of prize money. And secondly, for those who run half marathon, which is 21 kilometers, those 6 top winners, 3 men and 3 women, will now get 7 million shillings each as prize money. That brings it to about 100 million. And the rest, really, we are looking at, the talent that sits in the Rwenzori area, where we last year saw some amazing runners without shoes, and they really were spectacular. These are those passionate runners that are there. We're going to support disabled runners. So the rest of the money is going to be distributed to them. I think a few other things I would like to mention is really around participation. So as Standard Chartered Bank, we have a lot of corporate friends. This time we'll send them an invite so that we don't only compete here, but we compete in the race. It's going to be a little bit fun, really. But the serious stuff happens also there, because this is where history is being made. And I'm happy that now we're going to be in this global register of where history is being made. With those few comments, I would really like to congratulate the organizing committee. I know what it takes to do such a big event. So I'm hoping that Ugandans are going to make them proud by really participating in many. I also want to thank the government and our international partners who's given this a recognition. I'm very thrilled we are working with other sponsors who are real partners to Standard Chartered Bank. So just want to thank the UBL team, the Tusker Light guys, and my friend Amos here. So CSR sustainability is part of our DNA. And we don't just look at corporate social responsibility, but we really look at everything from the lens of impact. Even the banking we do is done from the lens of impact, long-term value. Our brand promise is here for good, as you may have heard for years. So for us, when you talk about how does this connect to our CSR agenda, for us it's sustainability. Imagine just because of the marathon, we will have international recognition. We will have more fit people. When the people are more fit, it creates a whole economic cycle, because I'll now have more clients for a long time who will live. Number three, what it does is really, this is a commitment to, as Amos said, is really around climate, environment. So there's going to be much more tree planting, etc., which really is going to help to decarbonize Uganda. It commits to the national development, commitments we have, national determined contributions as the government calls them. It also brings us the right kind of partners. Remember, sustainability is also about bringing in the right kind of partners. It is also going to help educate people about, real fitness and health. So there's so many SDGs, Sustainable Development Goals, that are being touched just because of this marathon. And like I said, we are very unique because we have had so many global marathons. So we've seen how this can nurture an ecosystem. So our commitment is, of course, not only giving prize money, but promoting the marathon. And Standard Chartered Bank is very big. So that's our commitment to CSR.
Unfortunately, speaking after Sanjay, it's not an easy job. It's very eloquent. He has been able to tell you exactly what is going to happen. But as Rwenzori Marathon, Tuskers Rwenzori Marathon, we want to say they are one of our biggest partners in this whole game. They believed in us from the word go, and they're still believing in us right now. And we can say, as a team that is represented here from the Tusker Light Rwenzori Marathon, we are committed to making sure that you're not disappointed at the end of the day. But I guess everyone should know that it's not just been about the awards for the money. If they say we're giving 140 million shillings, it does not mean such Chartered Bank is only going to spend that. They're going to come on the ground, they will use transport, they will take fuel, they will stay in hotels, all these guys. And then at the end of the day, we also know that they have planted trees from the first marathon themselves. They have participated in the planting of trees, making sure that that area called Kasese has enough trees to reduce on the floods they have been experiencing. And it's good to have made a new commitment towards planting other trees, and we're excited about that. We're also happy that that will be there to see the international community that is coming. We already have Mr. CEO about close to 2,000 people that have registered, and people always registered last week. So we haven't seen the pressure. This morning they were all going in the shops looking for the t-shirts to buy. A lot of Ugandans work last minute. But they're from 30 countries so far. Wow. Our expectations are that we'll get registrations from at least 35 countries. And being a third year, it makes us very happy, very, very happy. And quite a lot of people coming in are going to bring a lot of value to Uganda. They're going to it's going to be an opportunity for Ugandans to network. And a lot of Ugandans are going to be running with ambassadors of Essex, ambassadors of Nike, ambassadors of Adidas. They're going to see some of the top journalists from who write for the Telegraph, the Times are also going to be down in Kasese, and it's going to be good for Uganda at the end of the day. And we must also tell you that the marketing this year has been mainly actually to market for next year. If you see the amount of pressure my colleague Maren is getting for next year, is massive. So if everything goes well, we're going to have even a much bigger marathon come 2025. And I hope that the politicians are able to listen, that their politics is done in a way that is civil, that we actually continue to do business as a country instead of politicking all the time, because the impact of, for example, the marathon starts from the time, for the foreigners, it starts from the time they land. There's landing fee that planes pay. There is $50 in every ticket that they have used to come to Uganda. There is $50 in visa fee. Then they start, cars are picking them from the airport. These cars go to petrol stations. These petrol stations employ Ugandans. Those drivers use airtime, which is bought in locally. They go and eat food. They pay school fees for their children. The impact of this marathon is much bigger than we think. The other one is getting Ugandans to travel outside of their normal place. I remember 2022 we had the Prince of Buganda. He said, it's actually my first time to be in Kasese. And it was such a good thing, and it's coming this year again. And what that does, it creates what they call domestic tourism, where Ugandans move from one place to place B and spend over 24 hours by less than a year. Those are domestic tourists. And what it does, they're not necessarily bringing new money into the economy, but it brings in knowledge, gives knowledge to the Ugandans that are traveling. Number two, it gives them a desire to actually invest. Number three, they are actually redistributing resources. So when they leave Kampala with money and go to Kasese, they have actually removed money from one part of Uganda to the place that actually needs it more. And therefore, that is what drives us as a team, Tascarite Rwenzori Marathon.
Last year we gave to the top 5 in 42, women and men. This year it's top 6. The breakdown is as follows. We start, number 1 gets 10 million, number 2 gets 7 million, number 3 gets 5 million, number 4 gets 3 million, number 5 gets 2 million, and number 6 gets 1 million. It's the same prices for men and women, so same price money. Then for the 21, the winners have increased their prize money from 5 to 7 million this year. And the breakdown then is top 5 gets prizes. It's 7, 5, 4, 2, and 1 million that they get. Same again for men and women. There is also prize money for the local category. We had that last year as well. So for Kasese local talent, part of the talent acquisition that we really look for in Kasese, there will also be top prizes for the top 3, both in 42 and 21. And new of this year, we're also giving prizes to people with disabilities. As you'll see on the program, they also have a special start this year. We did it last year, but it was not announced. This year, it's much more organized. So we're also making sure that they get the recognition that they need. So that's the breakdown. Worth noting before I get up is that for the 21, we all focus on 42, right? For obvious reasons. I want you to note when you come to Kasese this year that the talent that will be running the 21 are the people that you will be seeing competing in the Olympics the next time around. Because the talent coming up, they're not currently running 42, they're not allowed to. So the talent you see in 21 this year, make sure that you notice who wins. Because those guys are the future talent of Uganda for the national team.
This year we have 4 routes, 42, 21, 10 and 5. They are all set. We earlier on in the year measured them. They are still intact. So what we are looking up to is people to come and run. What has brought us here today is to confirm there's going to be cash prize for both male and female, those who are going to be running 42 kilometers and 21 kilometers. And that's how the breakdown will be. So yeah, we look forward to hosting everyone. We are so much ready in terms of hydration. We'll have hydration points every 3 kilometers where you'll have water and other energy drinks. There's also fruits at one point. The race is recognized globally. You are able to qualify for other races globally. marathons, for example, the 6 majors of this world, Comrades, Two Oceans, but also to gauge your time. Yeah, so especially for upcoming runners, you're able to also use this as a gauge for your future runs and timing.